Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another great episode of Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Bara Abdulla, here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around Bahrain. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, it goes without saying, as physiotherapy helps to restore movement and function when someone is affected by an injury, illness, or even a disability. It can also help to reduce the risk of injury or illness in the future. It takes a holistic approach that involves the patient directly in their own care. Today with us in the studio is Mohammed Aljallabi to talk to us more about the physical therapy. Well, Mohammed, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me, Bara.
Oh, definitely.
I'm doing good.
All is good, all is good. So, you know, physiotherapy and all of that, it's becoming a big thing in our lives.
Definitely.
I mean, everybody's talking about it.
Well, physio has been there for really quite some time as a part of a medical field and medical career. It started actually back in after the First World War to help the soldiers go out of their disability. Moving fast forward to today, we're talking about helping kids going out of a very heavy labor with a disability up to elite athletes having an injury and wanting to go back to the field as soon as possible.
Right.
So there are a vast majority of physio fields to talk about, but we're here mostly to back pain and orthopedic stuff and athlete stuff.
But we want to talk about that heavy stuff, even with athletes, you know, stories we don't hear about every day that you've been exposed to.
Exactly, definitely.
But before that, what got you into physiotherapy?
Ah, man.
Yeah.
Well,
oh, wow, long story, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's emotional a bit as well.
Okay.
My growing up having basically my mom getting injured, having those pains here and there, and I see her go through the hospital to see the doctor and the physios.
Right.
What got me into physiotherapy, seeing her like having those connections and communications with the physios and spending that much of time in rehabilitation, it got me to a conclusion that I'm a social person. I like to talk to people.
Oh, it really shows.
Thank you so much. And I get to help people in something that it really makes them smile and happy and take them out of their pain and misery at the end of the day. So mixing those things and having the love to doing sports, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that at some point and some time of my life growing up. So I said, well, mixing all of this, I can help athletes and I can help people and being social at the same time.
Wow.
And here I am.
Amazing. Talking about it right here on TV.
Love
Love that. Love that.
Thank you so much.
How long have you been doing it for?
For the past 13 years now.
13 years?
Yeah.
Wow, you're a veteran.
Yeah, well, no, there are I might be called veteran by now, but there are some people older than me in the field with a much of a respect. But yes, I do have a good experience by now.
Amazing.
Alhamdulillah.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, me and my colleagues my generation, we're trying to bring a new perspective into a new vision, a new way of how to apply physio and to help people, rather than the very old style of utilizing much of machines and external utilities to treat patients.
Right.
The new generation basically focuses on what is a true physiotherapy is all about. Joint mechanics and muscles and restoring the normal motions of a joint after getting damaged or altered in movements and started to cause pain after some time.
Totally.
So yeah, well, we're trying to change that very old picture of physiotherapy in the country and to educate. Education is a very important part of that. We're going to talk about it.
Totally. No, you're doing an amazing job. You know, everybody right now, this new generation, I would say your generation.
Thank you so much.
Like, for example, Just last Ramadan, I went through a challenge, right?
Okay.
So I've been doing like heavy workout and intense
All
with
right.
circuit training, and all of a sudden I felt that there's like some pressure going on my knees. I'm like,
All right.
oh, did I bust it by any chance?
I
Something
hope
went
so.
wrong.
I hope you did not.
That's what I thought too. It was like, please,
Yeah.
no, I only have two. So I go to a physiotherapist, and then in that one session, I learned so much. Where
That's
your
great to
quad
hear.
muscles right here got overworked, and how it's all connected with the knees.
Yeah, definitely.
So the educational part is so crucial, and not only that, I felt better that knowing that I'm still okay, but there are certain things that are way simpler than I thought. Going to maybe another specialist could actually take me to another perspective, and maybe even to a, like, we need a surgery.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Well, possibly if you've
Yeah.
gone to by that time, you would probably hear that
Yeah.
most commonly, because to have an education to a client coming and seeking help with a pain is really important, because what it teaches him how not to fall in the same problem again. And if in case, God forbid, he got it, at least he would know somehow he should be relaxed a bit, not to worry much about, because he's gone through that, and possibly with some rehabilitation exercises and some other stuff that he could be going back to exercise as soon as possible.
Right.
Whereas going through some other channels, you might got to have another idea of like do this and do that, and you might need a surgery. So not all the injuries, and most probably not many injuries needed to be having a surgery. Depends on how this injury is, to be honest. But physiotherapy is an important part of the medical career.
Yes, it
And
is.
working together with surgeons, the good surgeons, the ones that really need the benefit of the patients, would lead to the benefit of the client as well. And there is an important connection and communication between us and the orthopedic surgeons when it comes to treating athletes and people, as simple as having someone with a low back pain up to all the way to treat novel athletes complaining of different injuries.
Right.
Because the communication established would lead to getting better and faster back to doing the sports again. And it's very important for the client to choose who's the surgeon and who's the physio to go for. Because if you sit down and feel that someone is not adding up to you, you better see someone else.
This is so valuable what you just said right now, which is so true. Like, it seems like before people didn't understand like how crucial physiotherapy is. Like, they will still go to the conventional way of getting treated. You go to the health center, you sit down, you wait for your number, and you go in. Oh, hey, here's your Panadol. Oh, you have some stuff going on here and there. You need to go see a specialist. But now it seems like people are more educated. They're more aware.
Absolutely.
Of, you know what? I think I don't need to go to a healthcare center. Maybe I need to go to a physiotherapist. Sit down, see what's going on with my body. To a point that maybe there's some formation that wasn't right. Like,
exactly.
People like today, to a certain point, they understand that not only you get injuries from moving, but you can even get an injury from not moving at all.
Well, sitting is the new smoking, as they say.
Crazy.
So if you sit for, let's assume a scenario, a simple person who had a disease, or he got sick where he needed to stay in the hospital for 2-3 months, let's say. The second he goes out of it, you'll see him out of muscles, out of shape, barely can move around the bed. So sitting down for so long does actually makes the trouble more than just moving around. So nowadays we tell the athletes and the normal people, when they get an injury, never settle down and sit.
Never settle down.
Never settle down and sit. You just have to alter the way how you're working out and do your normal stuff during out the day, because a complete rest is not a rehabilitation, does not take you out of an injury. Knowing what's going on and working on it while you're moving around, like the mom help the children and does the food, or a simple guy works in an office with a back pain, just need to move much more frequent to get out of that pain while doing the rehabilitation exercises and his physio. all the way up to an athlete with a busted knee, and he still can move the other leg, and he still can move his arms and do some core exercises.
Right.
So no one stops working out. No one stops working out.
Wow.
This is very important, crucial message that I wanted to send today to people, that you still can work out even when you're injured. You just have to change the way you're working out in, because changing that will get you better faster. And even studies showed that there's a 3% of an improvement to the injured limb while you're working out the other limbs in your body.
No way.
So you're actually getting the benefit while you're not putting a load to getting it worse while working out. So if you just have let's say a tiered muscle,
right,
as simple as tiered hamstring,
right,
doing a football in the in the community, the usual, like when you go and play with your friends and getting your hamstring injured, just sitting and going for the traditional way of treatment of putting ultrasound and gadgets and stuff like this will take you forever to get better. And what's getting you better is not the machines, probably. It's your body restoring itself.
It's crazy.
But when I put you under a certain program, a rehabilitation program, to activate this muscle gradually and putting a load on it, a controlled load, where it gets you to a better place and more benefits, and to growing this tier back into being a normal tissue. We're actually helping the body to achieve that thing. And you're still working out. You're going to the gym. So which way you'd rather having it?
Right.
The sedentary, just having gadgets on, where it takes forever and psychologically you will be dead.
I was gonna just say, psychologically it's gonna just beat us to death. It's like a slow death, actually.
Exactly. So people needs to move much more today, needs to know that even if you're injured, you still can work out. But it depends on how the way you do it. You go to the professionals and to the physios to teach you how to do it while you're injured, so you don't injure yourself more.
Well, like Muhammad Aljallabi, pretty much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. And actually, a couple of my colleagues and friends, not just me. We're here. We want to change that thing. We want to change that old mentality.
It is crazy how the narrative changed, right?
Exactly.
It's like once you have an injury, it's like, oh, you have to sit down, I sit, are you okay, that kind of stuff.
A simple mom, middle-aged mom with a severe back pain, they would ask her immediately take the medications and go rest or sleep. Whereas that's not the scenario anymore.
I was gonna say, like, try telling that to my mom if I get an injury. It's like, he doesn't know. They don't know. No, you need to rest. It's like, he's a doctor. It's like, no, they don't know.
I get a couple of patients with their moms or their spouses or their children asking me, should she move? She's moving around, or he's moving around. He's not resting enough. And I say, you better let them move. You better let them move, because moving itself, talking more technical or medical, whenever an injury happens, the nervous system jumps, and it's your handbrake system in our body. So try to guard everything around the injury.
Right.
So what teaches the nervous system that it's okay to move is actually moving. But if you keep resting and keep not moving, it's just going to keep getting guarded.
So you're saying that, when we get pain, which is pretty much like a call out, say something is wrong.
A simple muscle spasm.
Right.
I'm not talking about like you fall and break out some stuff, but let's just having a simple severe neck pain. You're sitting in the office, you're doing your job for 7-8 hours, facing the laptop, facing the computer, or facing your phone.
Right.
You get your neck jammed. Should you take medications and lay down and wait for and pray for God just to, get it looser, and you say you can move?
That's what we know.
And that's not the scenario anymore.
That's not the scenario anymore.
No. You have to do exercises, and you have to focus on many stuff. Nowadays, people are not breathing well. Everyone is panicked. Life is so fast.
It is.
We are always agitated. So involving breathing exercises to calm down the nervous system.
You just made me aware of my breathing right now. The moment you said, like, am I breathing right? Am I breathing right?
Well, it's just, we breathe shallow and
Yes, we
we're
do.
always in protective phase. And as well, studies show that being agitated, being always on the edge, sends tremendous signals to the muscles around your neck, your jaw, your shoulders to get cramped and get into protective phase. Well, when you're a kid, what is your protective phase? You're always in this.
Right.
When someone is at his mom is always in that position. We're
Right.
always, this is our protective phase. So whenever you're agitated, tired, always on the run, you be in that position and your breathing gets very shallow. So to fix a pain that is happening because of being stressed out for most of the time, involving breathing exercises is essential and very important.
Wow.
So that's what people
Wow.
nowadays should know about. Fix your breathing first. Fix the way you breathe first. Then tell me you have a shoulder pain and I will fix it for you, or you will get it fixed.
Unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
It starts
With
from there.
breathing. Wow.
Breathing. It calms down the nervous system. And such a thing will calm down the guarding in the nervous system.
Wow.
You practice breathing exercises for 30 days and look later on how you feel when you wake up in the morning, on how's your mood in the morning, and how you face people in the morning.
By just breathing the
By
right
just-
way.
But just by applying proper breathing exercises early in the morning.
It's amazing. That's
Couple
amazing.
of minutes, do every morning.
So,
Try it out.
yes. You know, after we're done with this talk interview, like
Of
offset.
course, I'm going to explain exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, please,
Yeah,
please.
of course.
The
It'll
thing
be my
is,
pleasure.
like today, as a lot of us work for, in governmental jobs, office desks jobs, stuff like that, and has been like that for the longest time. So
Sure.
we're just used to the conditioning of the fact that there's a computer in front of us. We sit down, whether it's the right way or not, and we breathe so fast because you just want to get the work done. Now that's like pretty much a big part of people in Bahrain right now is how they do things in front of a computer or they're sitting on a desk, right? Now,
True.
from what you've been doing for the last 13 years, what are the most common cases you get to, visited for?
Man, tell me about it.
Yeah?
Neck pain and back pain.
Okay.
Neck pain and back pain for regular community people. For the working people, it's always neck and back pain because
Crazy.
of sitting down for so much.
Wow.
And the first thing, the other day, I got a client who had a severe neck pain,
Yeah?
working for 8 straight hours, his face just facing the laptop.
Wow.
And just by applying some breathing exercises, half of the pain has gone by that time.
Unbelievable.
So there's a lot of things you can do, and just simple exercises at home that prevents you from seeking even medical health
Okay.
opinions and needing to take all the time to go and seek
Right.
help from here and there.
Right.
The preventative stuff.
Preventative stuff,
Just
exactly.
make sure that you have enough muscle strength and a good mobility in your joints and you're breathing well.
Amazing.
Just making sure that you're breathing well comes first.
It seems from what we've been hearing right now is that, when it comes to physiotherapy, it's not only you go to a therapist if something is wrong, but I guess it's like when you would go to a dentist or like you go to a dermatologist and any kind of specialist. I think right now we reached to a point that we should go to a physiotherapist just to make sure that our mechanics are right, we're functioning right, we're moving right, and there's anything that we need to prevent, we can actually do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now,
Wow.
sometimes we do have this on and off nagging discomfort that comes in, but we just keep delaying it till, it's nothing, is just going to go away. Or someone who wants to work out and he haven't worked out for really several years. Just before you put yourself into danger and go, hyped up, you just want to push the weights or do that fast run or do that long run.
Right.
Get yourself checked. Get your joints checked. Make sure that everything is fine.
Right.
Get the education on how to do it right and to go progressive and to go gradual, so you don't end up taking all the time later on just to seek the doctor opinion or the surgeon opinion or to go to physio
Exactly.
sessions. That goes forever.
Forever. Oh, wow. We can talk about this forever and ever.
Days and
Speaking
days,
of
man.
that.
Days and days.
No, I appreciate everything you said. I mean, I think
Thank you so much.
for me and a lot of people, this has been an eye-opener.
And education is the most important part. So when you go to a physio, you need to assess your physio. You need to know that the person in front of you, is he adding up to you or not?
Right.
Is he giving all the time to explain and show you what you need to do outside the clinic? This is crucial. And if someone is not doing this, you better look for someone who does. Because if he does not add up to you or explain to what's going on exactly and what you need to do to get as soon as possible out of his place, you be needing to see someone else.
Wow.
So education.
I don't want to end this talk, to be honest with you, but you know what?
Me neither.
We can go on with this forever.
For a really long time.
But if you're gonna leave us with few words, what's that gonna be?
Make sure you're going to the right physio if you need one, and make sure that he keeps explaining to you what's going on, what you need to do, and just to get as soon as possible out of his place.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us this amazing eye-opening of a talk right here on Bahrain Now.
Pleasure is mine.
Most appreciated.
Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was something, right? Who would have known? If you have an injury, you might want to move and not just stay still. All that took place with Mohammed Aljallabi right here on Bahrain Now.
Hi, welcome to Passion Art Studio for Selling and Teaching Fine Art. We established the studio back in February 2022. There are many things that you can do in our studio. The first is that you can actually purchase one of Maryam Al-Gassab's paintings, or you can attend an art class with Maryam. So in our art classes, we have actually a variety of them. So we have art classes for kids, art classes for adults. We have Mommy and Me art classes, couple art classes. We also have a fun thing that we're doing. It's very new. It's coming to Bahrain in June. We are going to have art healing therapy sessions. So art healing course is actually, it contains 8 classes. Each class you will be learning something new. So you will be learning the art techniques and the basics. You will also be learning how to connect your emotions with your art. And we're gonna have something very, very fun in this course. You will be learning how to do Mandela art. So what is Mandela art? In Mandela art, you will be doing a painting about your past, your present, and your future. And at the end of the session, at the end of the 8 classes course, you will be having a freestyle session to see your emotional stage at that point. Because the funny thing about art is that you can actually tell the emotional stage of that person. So it's quite enlightening. And in our studio, what we focus on most is connecting people with their emotions. These days, you don't see us connecting with our emotions as much. We're always getting distracted on our phones or doing anything that does not benefit us. So in our studio, the main thing that we are trying to do is connect people with their emotions. And we try to create bonding time, if it's in Mommy and Me or the couples class, or even with oneself in the adult session or even the kids session. One last thing, we are going to have summer camps as well. We're going to have summer camps for teens, toddlers, kids, and adults. And we are going to have art therapy as well for kids. So it's a nice space for people to come and just be themselves. And you can also actually come in at any time and enjoy a freestyle painting session with a pottery or a canvas. You can also book the place fully for yourself and have your birthday party, your engagement party, or whatever you want. And yeah, it's a fun space for everyone. And we will be having also all sorts of events, such as poetry night and etc. And we're going to have a weekly event on Thursday. So for an example, such as recycling your old clothes. So you can bring your old clothes and just color them crazy and just have something different, one of a kind. So yes, join us anytime at Passion Art and explore your passion basically and connect with your emotions.
Well, we've made it to the finish line. A huge thank you to all of our guests for joining us tonight. And another huge thank you to all of you watching us at home. Be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love hearing from you. So, till next time, Bahrain. This was Bara Abdulla right here, joining you on Bahrain International TV. Till next time, goodbye and God bless.